Hello and welcome back to the Drowned Earth YouTube channel. My name is James and this is the third in a series of rules tutorial videos. Today we're going to be looking at dice mechanics. So the majority of dice rolls that you make in the Drowned Earth Miniatures game are what we call attribute tests. You will already have seen on the profile cards of the miniatures that they have a number of attributes, and they are things like agility, things like marksmanship, and you test them when you want to, for example, shoot for marksmanship or climb for agility. Now, attribute tests require us to roll two dice of different colours, and when teaching people how to do this, I suggest that the first time around they roll them one by one. So you'll see at the top we have a green die, which is the attribute die, and below it is the feat die, which has a special symbol instead of a 1. Now, if you remember the profile cards that we saw in the first two videos, every model has a number of attributes, and we are trying to roll equal to or under that attribute. So let's say Nyx is trying to climb. She has an agility of 7, and so with the attribute die, the green die, we're going to give it a roll and we're going to try to get under a 7 result. So let's give that a go. Okay, so we've rolled a 5. So at this stage we have definitely at least passed. But it doesn't end there. Now we're going to try to roll under a 7 on the feat die as well. So let's give that a roll, and we get a 4, which is also under a 7. So rather than just passing, we have in fact nailed it, which is a better success than a straight pass. So now let's imagine for a moment that we did not succeed on the feat die. We rolled a 9. We rolled a 5 and a 9, and in total that is just a pass. So to summarise, a success on the attribute die alone is a pass, a success on both is a nailed it result. So let's roll again and have a look at another example. Okay, so we rolled an 8, and 8 is not a success, but we are still going to roll the feat die, and the reason for that is that if we roll the special feat symbol, that will override anything that happened on the attribute die. Okay, so in this case, no, we didn't. We rolled a 4, and even though a 4 is under 7, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what's on the attribute die. Let's suppose, though, that we rolled a feat symbol. Then we ignore the 8. We have feated, and a feat counts as a nail it, and it also counts as a free action, so you get your action point back, which is why the feat symbol is actually the action point symbol. So that will cover the vast majority of dice rolls. However, there are a few other things that can happen which are worthy of note. So if we give the dice another roll, let's see what happens now. Okay, so we've rolled a double 6. Now a double is also a feat, provided you roll equal to or under the attribute you were looking for. If instead you roll over the attribute you were looking for, you have performed a blunder, and a blunder usually results in some kind of terrible action like falling off something or your weapon jamming or something like that. It doesn't come up all that often, particularly with characters who have relatively high stats, but when it does, it's worth looking up in the rulebook. In fact, to be honest with you, there aren't all that many results for blunders, and so you'll memorize them pretty quickly after a few games. So that's everything as far as the dice mechanics are concerned. I hope that's been helpful. We will see more examples of dice mechanics in future videos when we learn to move and shoot, but that's all for now. Thanks. Thanks so much for watching. Please do help us reach more people by liking, sharing and subscribing. Keep up to date with all the news about our Kickstarter by joining the mailing list, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks.